Okay, back again, second time. Gotta go back to the well. Back to the well, baby. Here goes.
But we're getting some of the Grand Monkey, like we're getting the Monkey, the Vita,
I wanted to come out as soon as because I saw the ad last night actually,
Right.
and I was like, "Oh, are you guys open?" It was 9 o'clock.
Oh,
so you
right,
guys
right.
had closed a
Yeah,
little
we
while
close.
earlier.
We tried.
It's okay if I send her down.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, no, we tried to open later in the summer, but
Sure.
most people know what time we close. After that time, you just back time.
Right. Yeah.
We tried it almost every summer, and we were thinking of opening Monday, but same thing. It's like, sometimes it's better how it is.
Well, and it seems like you guys have opened up fairly recently. Is that
Well,
correct?
well, we've been in business 5 years.
Oh, okay.
So, and this is kind of how we got started too. We did a lot of collectibles. We had a smaller shop, but it was more like different collectibles. And then once COVID hit, it kind of limited how so we used to clean out storages.
Okay, that's kind of
Yeah, and so we started doing pallet returns. But then when COVID hit,
You
it
guys
got
do
really
that,
hard with
too.
it got really hard with the units. Nothing was up. They weren't doing no auctions.
Yeah.
And a friend of mine was like, "Hey, dude, why don't you Pokemon cards?" I like Pokemon cards. Like, I like them. I know people buy them, but that's not my thing. So, well, what do you like? I was like, I don't know. I grew up with anime, man. That's why.
Right. No,
Why don't you start doing that anime?
No,
So we went.
So I'm back at the Coffer in Sparks, Nevada. Been filming a little bit. Sean's hanging out with Sebastian and Aurelio and Giovanna's store here. Show some more of these comics, but more interesting is I came back for the records. So this is, you always go back to the well, right? So these are ones, I already looked through here, and these are ones that I'm probably gonna get today, my second trip here. That Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. Moody Blues. This Obi on the Genesis is pretty water damaged craft work. I'm gonna get Genesis Seconds Out. I'm gonna go ahead and take Decade home. I have one, but this is nice. And Trick of the Tail, that is a Charisma, UK press, second press. And yes, these were here, Animals and Wish You Were Here. I'll clean that up. Michael Hedges was so great. And I'll flip through the rest of these. Last week's video, I stopped at the Kids Are All right there. So I'm gonna go a little bit further. JT, that's the real JT. Gordon Lightfoot. Yacht Rock. Blood, Sweat, and Tears. You can hear the water damage. Cat Stevens. Now I have this. I might take it home. I have a minty OG of this. Great album. Love Steve Miller. Flying Wizards. Yeah, I'm pretty darn fortunate to be able to look at these records. Again, this is the Coffer, Coffer, in Sparks, Nevada. Saga, I just picked one of these up in Vegas. Love Warren Zevon. I have 3 of those at home. That's a cool Neil. In Valot. And Huey, that's pretty damaged. Anyway. All right, let's see what I get. I gotta admit, I had a lot of fun doing this pick. And last week, those were just great records. 21 records that I showed last week. Great condition, great jackets, and the vinyl, again, in near mint to mint condition. So I went back, obviously, by what you just saw, And I couldn't stop thinking about it, of course. I knew I was going to go back and talk to Aurelio, and I said, may I look at the box again? He says, sure. And so I got to cherry pick it again. And so I have about 16 more. And last week, there was one record I was so excited to show him that I didn't show my very best record. So I'll save that for last. And let me just go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and get started right about now with Ghost in the Machine, The Police. Yeah, I had to take this home. Now I have a copy, but now I have the luxury of being able to do a bit of a shootout between, you know, this and that. And a lot of these records, I have other copies. You'll see, I had never had a Lamb Lies Down on Broadway until 3 or 4 months ago. And I'll show you here in a few minutes. So The Police, Ghost in the Machine, one of the 3 best Police albums in my opinion, of course. Synchronicity and Regatta de Blanc, definitely. Regatta de Blanc is my favorite. This would be number 3 and Synchronicity number 2 for me. So this is a US press, and just great to have it. Never went to see The Police, regretfully. Oh well, I have the music and have enjoyed them for years. And my second record, this is Computer World by Kraftwerk. And I have one other Kraftwerk on vinyl. I have other Kraftwerk on CD. So this is just awesome to have this, definitely. And again, these were $8 to $10 a piece this time. But some of these are 2 and 3 record sets. So with Kraftwerk, the inner sleeve, and some of these jackets aren't in quite the impeccable shape that they were last week, but that's okay because all of this vinyl, and I'll just say it this one time, is minty, minty, unbelievably mint. And here's Kraftwerk on Warner Brothers. And I haven't cleaned any of these records. They need a good cleaning. And next up, I could not leave Tom Petty there. And this is You're Gonna Get It. And this was actually my very first TP album that I ever bought. I have my original, and so now this is the second one. And we'll see which one plays quieter and sounds better. Yeah, so Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, You're Gonna Get It. And this is the US press. And this is on Backstreet. This is a Super Savers. And again, the vinyl is just incredible. Now here's another Charisma pressing. I have a US press of this, and this is the first time I've ever had this. And this is one of my top 3 favorite Genesis albums, A Trick of the Tail. You know, pretty much when Peter Gabriel was on his way out and the drummer said, you know what, I can sing, I can do this, I got this, right? Pretty cool of Phil Collins to step up to the plate and take the reins with all the great vocals for Genesis, and a lot of great albums to come. So once again, this is a UK, about a second press, and this is on the Mad Hatter on Charisma with that Mad Hatter label. Yeah, so this is the second press. I can see it right here. Be very careful with these. And what's funny here, this is a MoFi, and this is a much older MoFi than the big drama that's going on. But I found one of these original master recordings, you know, about 8-9 years ago, same album, and here I found another one. So I have to see which one's the best, and that's Supertramp, Crime of the Century on a MoFi. Now, once again, these were all about $8 to $10 for these 16 records. And clearly, this is by far the best Supertramp album, definitely. definitely. When this came out, we all loved this record. We listened to it a lot, and it was huge. There's the song School. There should be what? There should be Rudy on there, Dreamer, Bloody Well Right, Crime of the Century, Asylum. It's just a complete listen for this Supertramp record. Just incredible. Really love that record. And a big reason why I went back, this is the only Moody Blues album that I did not have. Now, I did finally get a Seventh Sojourn a couple of months ago, but this one was minty fresh. So stoked to have this one. And this completes a lot of my friends growing up, because we all love the Moody Blues. They absolutely love Seventh Sojourn, and I really enjoyed, I like all the early albums right up through this one. But this is on Threshold. This is a US press. There's Justin Hayward, John Lodge. Michael Pinder is still in the band. Just great. Graham Edge. Man, just really great. And let me show you. There's the Moody Blues on Threshold. Very clean, but needs a nice cleaning, right? And I could not leave, because I have right here, I have a lot of the remasters of Pink Floyd, the Bernie Grudman remasters and James Guthrie. But Animals, guys, was there. And yeah, there's a little ring wear, but you should see the vinyl. And this is the US press. This is not a UK press. And let me double check. No, this is US press. But let's see how this sounds. And, you know, eventually I'll be able to see which record I like the best. So once again, I have the luxury now of having, you know, 2 or 3 copies of great records, classic records. And there's the label for Animals and Pink Floyd. And I know with many people like Animals the best. For me, it would be Wish You Were Here and Metal. They're all just so close for me. And I did not have, I have a complete CD collection of Genesis, but I did not have Seconds Out on vinyl. And this is a US press for Seconds Out. So just really happy to have this one as well. And I'm such a big Genesis fan. I really am. I think every year I enjoy them even more. And some of my best friends are massive Genesis fans. So really, my prog band would have been Yes. And this, I have one other copy of this, but I mean, for $8, $10, I could not leave it. And that's Friday Night in San Francisco, Al Di Meola, John McLaughlin, and Paco de Lucia. And this is just cool to have another minty copy. Mine is in the shrink. It's not sealed, but it's, I'll have to see which one's better. Wonderful album, you know, 3 guitar gods, virtuosos, lightning fast players. Very cool. And there they are. There are the maestros. And you know, this is such a popular album right now. Acoustic Sound sells it on the remaster. And yes, I went back for Decade. I had to do it. And all these records are minty. So minty. And the reason why is I think this one's cleaner than mine. And mine is original. I got mine, I'd say around 1978 or so. 78, 79. So, yeah, Decade, just wonderful. I mean, so many, I mean, do I need to? You know, Love is a Rose, Like a Hurricane, Walk On, Cortez, Ohio, Old Man, I Believe in You, The Old Laughing Lady. I'll stop there. I love that song. And, you know, the Jonathan Demme film at the very end, his Neil Young film, it shows Neil all alone on the stage singing The Old Laughing Lady. It's incredible. Absolutely. And here's another TP, one more. So I have two of these. I have my original and now this one. And, you know, I've checked all the vinyl. There's Stan Lynch. My friend Lenny, who is married to Terry Reid, knew Stan very, very well. Actually, she dated Stan for a while. Lenny lives in Northern California. She knows David Lindley. I mean, she knows so many people. I just listen to her. She starts reminiscing because she's about 75 now. And it's just amazing to hear her speak of, you know, the mid to late 60s and the early 70s and around 70, 72 in London and Paris. So, you know, I'll give her a call every few months just to chat her up. And look at this, guys. This is Charisma, selling England by the pound. Again, UK press. They're not originals. This is a second Charisma UK press. And mine is a US press. So this will be cool to see. And I know which one's going to sound better. It's going to be this one. So there's the songs. Probably my very favorite Genesis album, Selling England by the Pound. Okay, moving on. And I could not leave this behind. I have it, you know, the James Guthrie remaster, but here's Wish You Were Here. And I'll never forget when this was released. We'd sit in my friend's bedroom, Bill Valaire, and do you know what, you know, smoke, that sort of thing, right? Play guitar, both of us guitar players, and listen to this record. Just great memories. I was there when it was released. I was about, I guess, 18 or 17. And there's, here we go. Show it like this. Okay, just about done. Now, as I said, I finally got a Lamb Lies Down on Broadway Genesis. But here's one more US press on Atco, and just near mint to mint condition. Once again, I'm like a broken record, right? With that, this has just been a great haul. There's no more to go back to. Well, maybe a little bit, but this is it, guys. And wonderful, wonderful to have this one as well. Now, this is the one that I forgot to show last week. And guys, this is a MoFi, Dark Side of the Moon. I'm speechless. Just fantastic. The vinyl is beautiful. Check this out. So there we go. It hasn't even been, the gatefold hasn't even been cracked. I don't want to open it all the way. But you could the owner, you could tell that he listened to him and stashed him away and just didn't listen to him for years. So here's that MoFi on Dark Side of the Moon, original master recording. And what's nice is this is an old MoFi, way beyond all this new controversy from 2015 and on. Last record. Now this, I had to doctor it up and it came out great. It had some water damage, guys, and that's a Nippon Japanese press, Charisma, Lamb Lies Down on Broadway, Genesis. Yeah, my last record, and so pleased with this. I spent some money, but again, from the last week to this week, $8 to $10. And here we go. It really came out nicely. What I did is I used some very, very heavy books, big heavy art books, pressed the jacket, and I got to show you that the Japanese wax. It's really cool. And then I also pressed this with, I put a towel over it. It had some warp. I put a towel over it and ironed it, and it came out really flat and nice. And I love having Japanese pressings, and I hope to one day go through Shibuya in Tokyo to buy some records. And the only bummer is that these were, and you know, with water damage, these were stuck to the inside of the gatefold. I mean, on the inside of where the record is. But look at this. Look at this vinyl. Oh my gosh. Beauteous. So that's it for this haul. Thanks for watching it again, and I'll see you really soon. And take care wherever you are in the world. All right. Cheers.